Good morning, friends. Life is a tapestry of relationships, some vibrant and uplifting, others heavy with shadows. Sometimes you find yourself tangled in connections that no longer serve your growth, peace, or purpose. Today, I want to talk about the strength it takes to release those bonds with grace, without reaction, and in silence. Cutting someone off silently isn't about avoidance or cowardice. It's about preserving your dignity, your energy, and your joy. It's about choosing yourself in a world that often demands your endless attention and approval. When someone wrongs you, hurts you, or brings chaos into your life, the natural response may be to react, to explain, to defend, to argue. But let me ask you this: has reacting ever truly brought peace? Has it ever healed a wound or resolved a conflict in a way that left you feeling whole? Often, reacting only escalates the situation, dragging you into a cycle of frustration and turmoil. Silence, on the other hand, is a profound form of communication. It is not empty, it is purposeful. When you choose silence, you are choosing strength over struggle. You are sending a clear and resounding message: I will not engage in anything that diminishes me. I will not allow your actions to dictate my peace. Silence forces others to sit with their own actions. While words can be dismissed or argued against, silence cannot be refuted. It leaves room for reflection. It allows the other person to confront their own behavior without your interference. In many cases, silence is more impactful than any words you could ever speak. It echoes louder and lingers longer because it is unexpected, deliberate, and deeply intentional. Moreover, silence protects you. It shields you from saying things in the heat of the moment that you might later regret. It allows you the space to gather your thoughts, to process your feelings, and to decide how you want to move forward, not from a place of anger or hurt, but from a place of wisdom and calm. And remember, silence is not submission, it is not weakness, it is not giving up or giving in. Silence is choosing to rise above. It is choosing to walk away with your head held high, your dignity intact, and your energy preserved. Silence is a power move. It says, I don't need to prove anything to anyone because I already know my worth. Think about it: when you react, you give others access to your emotions. You let them pull you into their storm. But when you remain silent, you stay in control, you create your own calm, you refuse to be drawn into the chaos. Silence is a boundary, a line in the sand that says, I will not allow you to disrupt my peace. So the next time someone provokes you, before you respond, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, does this situation deserve my words, my energy, my time? If the answer is no, let your silence speak for you. Because sometimes the loudest thing you can do is to simply walk away. Silence speaks louder than words because it comes from a place of self-assurance. It says, I don't need to explain myself to those who choose not to understand me. It says, I value my peace more than I value your approval. It says, I am choosing me, and that's a conversation worth having, even if it's only with myself. Let your silence be your strength. Let it echo louder than any argument ever could. And let it remind you and the world that your worth is not up for debate. The idea of boundaries often carries a negative connotation. People may see them as walls we put up to push others away, or as selfish barriers designed to isolate ourselves. But the truth is that boundaries are far from selfish. They are acts of love, both for ourselves and for others. Setting boundaries is not about rejection, it's about protection. It's about honoring your own needs while fostering healthier connections with those around you. Imagine this: you have a garden, a place of beauty and tranquility that you've worked hard to cultivate. Without a fence or defined edges, anyone can wander in, trample on your flowers, or take from your harvest without understanding the care you've put into it. Boundaries are the fence around your garden. They don't shut people out, they simply define where your responsibility ends and theirs begins. When you set boundaries, you are saying to yourself and others, I matter. My time matters. My energy matters. My peace matters. This isn't an act of arrogance. It's an act of self-respect. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And boundaries ensure that your cup remains full enough to nurture both yourself and those you care about. Boundaries also communicate clarity. They tell others what is acceptable and what is not. They prevent misunderstandings and reduce the likelihood of resentment building up in relationships. When you silently allow people to overstep your limits, you may begin to feel taken for granted or disrespected. But when you establish clear boundaries, you're giving others a framework to engage with you in a way that is healthy and constructive. Here's an important truth: boundaries are not punishments. They are not about teaching someone a lesson or seeking revenge for past hurts. Instead, they are a reflection of your values. They say, I love and value myself enough to protect what is sacred to me: my energy, my peace, my happiness. At the same time, they also say, I value you enough to be honest about my needs and limits. Setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable, especially if you're someone who has always prioritized the needs of others over your own. You may fear being seen as unkind or uncooperative. But remember this: true kindness begins with honesty. It is not kind to allow others to continue behaviors that hurt or exhaust you. It is not loving to sacrifice your well-being for the sake of avoiding temporary discomfort. Boundaries create a space where both parties can thrive without unnecessary tension or strain. And boundaries are not static, they evolve. As you grow, as your needs change, and as your relationships shift, your boundaries may need to be adjusted. This isn't a sign of inconsistency, it's a sign of growth. It's an acknowledgement that you are always learning more about yourself and what you need to flourish. Finally, understand that not everyone will appreciate or respect your boundaries, and that's okay. Boundaries will reveal who is truly meant to be in your life. Those who value you will honor the limits you set, while those who resist may have been taking advantage of the absence of those boundaries all along. It may hurt to lose connections, but losing what drains you is not truly a loss, it is a gain for your peace and well-being. So the next time you hesitate to set a boundary, remind yourself this is an act of love. Love for yourself because you deserve to live a life free of unnecessary stress and conflict. Love for others because honest relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding. And love for the life you're creating because every boundary you set is a step toward the joy, balance, and harmony you deserve. Boundaries are not walls. They are bridges that connect you to a more authentic and fulfilling life. Set them unapologetically and watch as they transform not only your relationships, but also your sense of self-worth. There is an undeniable pull to react when someone provokes you. Whether it's an unkind word, a misunderstanding, or outright disrespect, our first instinct is often to defend ourselves, to explain, or to retaliate. But here's the truth: every time you react impulsively, you are handing over your power. You are letting someone else control not only your emotions, but also your energy, focus, and peace of mind. Reacting feels immediate and satisfying in the moment, but it often comes at a cost. When you react, you shift the balance of control to the other person. You allow their actions or words to dictate your behavior. If someone can make you angry with a comment or disrupt your day with a single action, they are holding the strings to your emotional state. That is power you should never give away. Think about it: reacting doesn't resolve conflict, it often escalates it. When you respond with anger or frustration, you're adding fuel to the fire, creating a cycle that becomes harder to break. Instead of focusing on solutions or protecting your peace, you become consumed by the exchange. In doing so, you give the other person more influence over you than they deserve. True strength lies in your ability to pause, reflect, and choose your response not based on someone else's actions, but on your values and priorities. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending you're unaffected. It means recognizing that you have the power to decide how much impact a person or situation will have on your life. It's not about ignoring what hurts you, but about protecting what heals you. When you react, you often lose sight of the bigger picture. You get caught up in the heat of the moment, and that can lead to saying or doing things that don't align with who you truly are. But when you hold back from reacting, you create space for clarity. That pause allows you to consider what's really important and whether the situation is worth your time and energy. This doesn't mean you never address conflicts or confront issues. It means you approach them with intention instead of impulse. When you respond thoughtfully, rather than react emotionally, you reclaim your power. You maintain control over your narrative and ensure that your actions are aligned with your integrity. Reacting can also give people exactly what they want. Some individuals thrive on provoking others. They gain satisfaction from seeing you upset or out of character. By reacting, you validate their efforts. But when you choose not to react, you disarm them. Your calm becomes your armor, and your silence becomes a statement of your strength. And let's talk about energy. Your energy is precious and finite. Every reaction drains you of a resource that could be better spent on things that truly matter: your goals, your loved ones, your well-being. Reacting to every slight or provocation is like letting someone steal from your emotional bank account. Instead, choose where you invest your energy. Reserve it for situations and people that contribute to your growth, not your frustration. Choosing not to react doesn't mean you're passive or weak. It means you're wise. It means you're wise. It means you understand that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every comment deserves a response. It means you are prioritizing your peace over your pride and your growth over the gratification of a quick retort. The next time someone tries to provoke you, take a moment to pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Does this deserve my attention? Will reacting bring me closer to peace or pull me further away from it? More often than not, you'll find that the best response is no response at all. Remember, your power lies in your ability to stay grounded even when others try to shake you. By not reacting, you are not surrendering, you're standing firm. You are choosing to keep your focus, your energy, and your peace intact. That is the ultimate display of strength and self-control. In the end, you are not responsible for how others act, but you are entirely responsible for how you respond. Don't give away your power. Protect it fiercely. Use it wisely. Let it be a testament to the unshakable strength within you. Your energy is one of the most valuable resources you possess. It fuels your thoughts, your actions, your creativity, and your relationships. Yet in today's fast-paced world, it's easy to forget just how precious it is. We give it away freely to people, situations, and distractions that often do not deserve it, and wonder why we feel drained, overwhelmed, and disconnected. Guarding your energy is not about being selfish, it's about being selective. Think of your energy as a bank account. Every interaction, task, or decision you make is a withdrawal. Without intentional deposits, rest, self-care, meaningful connections, and activities that recharge, you will find yourself emotionally and physically bankrupt. Guarding your energy means deciding where and how you spend it, ensuring it aligns with your priorities and values. Not everyone or everything is entitled to your energy. Some people come into your life as supporters, lifting you higher and inspiring you to grow. But others act as energy vampires, draining you with negativity, constant demands, or unhealthy dynamics. It's not your responsibility to carry the weight of others' problems, especially when it comes at the expense of your own well-being. By setting boundaries and saying no when necessary, you protect your energy from being depleted by people or situations that offer little in return. Social media, endless notifications, and the constant flood of information can also steal your energy without you even realizing it. Every time you engage with content that triggers stress, comparison, or anxiety, you're making a withdrawal from your emotional reserves. Guarding your energy means being intentional about what you consume. It means limiting your exposure to things that don't uplift or inspire you and curating an environment that supports your mental and emotional health. Guarding your energy also requires self-awareness. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with certain people, engaging in specific activities, or spending time in particular environments. Notice what energizes you and what exhausts you. Your body and emotions are constantly giving you feedback. Listen to them. If something leaves you feeling drained, it's a sign that you may need to reevaluate its place in your life. Your energy is sacred because it directly impacts your ability to create, connect, and thrive. When you allow it to be scattered in too many directions, you lose focus and power. But when you guard it, you reclaim control over your life. You create space for the things that truly matter, whether it's pursuing your passions, deepening your relationships, or simply finding peace within yourself. Guarding your energy also involves understanding that you cannot be everything to everyone. It's natural to want to help, support, and show up for the people you care about, but there's a limit to how much you can give without replenishing yourself. Being stretched too thin benefits no one, least of all you. Prioritizing your energy doesn't mean you care less for others. It means you're recognizing the importance of showing up as your best self when it truly counts. Your time and energy are finite resources, and once they're spent, you can't get them back. Guarding your energy means treating it with the same care and intention as you would any other precious commodity. It's about choosing wisely, conserving thoughtfully, and ensuring that every investment you make reflects your highest aspirations and deepest values. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to overlook the importance of stillness. We are often conditioned to believe that healing must be active, visible, and fast. We search for quick fixes, instant results, and immediate relief. However, true healing is rarely a process that can be rushed or forced. It happens quietly in the spaces where we are still enough to listen to our inner selves and reconnect with our core. Healing requires space. And that space is often found in silence. In the stillness, you can hear what your body, mind, and soul are trying to tell you. It's in these quiet moments that you're able to process your pain, confront your wounds, and begin to understand the deeper layers of your emotions. Without the constant noise of life around you, it becomes possible to create the emotional and mental environment necessary for healing to take place. Silence is not emptiness, it is the space in which clarity emerges. In a world filled with constant stimulation and external pressures, quiet spaces allow you to step away from distractions and return to yourself. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, using activity as a means of avoiding our feelings or masking our true emotions. But silence creates the conditions for reflection, and reflection is essential for healing. When you embrace stillness, you're giving yourself the permission to feel. Often we rush through life because we're afraid of what we might uncover if we stop long enough to truly listen to ourselves. The pain, the sadness, the anger, these emotions are valid, and they deserve to be heard. Silence offers you the opportunity to process these feelings in a safe, non-judgmental space. It gives you the time you need to work through what has been buried and to release what no longer serves you. Healing is also about restoration, and restoration happens gradually. It's a slow, gentle process that cannot be forced or rushed. In a world that rewards productivity and external achievements, quiet spaces allow you to retreat from that pressure and give your inner world the time it needs to heal. It's in these quiet moments that your soul begins to repair itself, bit by bit, as you reconnect with your inner strength, wisdom, and resilience. We often forget that the body, like the mind, needs rest to heal. In the silence, you create a sanctuary for both your body and your mind to recharge. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. When you quiet the noise, your body has the space it needs to release tension, heal from stress, and restore itself to its natural balance. It is in this stillness that the nervous system can calm down, and the body can begin to repair itself on a cellular level. This quiet space doesn't have to be a physical space, it can be a mental or emotional one as well. You can create a sanctuary within your mind, even in the midst of a busy day. Taking a few moments to center yourself, focus on your breath, or simply be present in the moment allows you to tap into the healing power of silence. It's a reminder that you don't always need to be doing something in order to heal. Sometimes healing is simply allowing yourself to be. In these moments of quiet, you may also begin to understand the deeper causes of your pain. Silence offers the space to identify patterns, triggers, and beliefs that may be holding you back. It allows you to confront your fears, process your emotions, and forgive yourself and others. It's in these moments of reflection that you gain the insights and wisdom needed to move forward. In this way, quietness becomes not just a time for healing, but a space for growth. It's where you come face to face with yourself, free from distractions and judgments, and can begin to rebuild, restore, and renew. Silence doesn't just heal the wounds you can see, it heals the unseen wounds, the ones you may not have even known were there. In a world that constantly urges us to react, stay busy, and be loud, remember that true strength lies in stillness. By guarding your energy, embracing silence, and choosing not to react, you reclaim your power. Healing happens not in the noise, but in the quiet spaces where you reconnect with yourself. Protect your peace, set boundaries, and allow healing to unfold naturally. Your inner calm is a powerful force, one that, when nurtured, will guide you to true freedom.